Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you all for taking the time to support the channel. My name is Hello Good Game, and I'm pleased to be your host within this Magic the Gathering Arena Deck Guide video. We'll be playing with a new free-to-play build, 0 rares, 0 mythics, consisting solely of common and uncommon cards. Very easy to complete this deck list as a free-to-play individual, right? Or even just a casual player, if you will. Red and white Boros equipment, which is finding a lot of support in the new Final Fantasy set, which is great. And on that note, I think free-to-play archetypes found decent support within the set as well, which I'm super grateful for. Not all sets are like this, right? So when we get to build a deck that's easy on your budget, that can still compete in the meta, I'm pleased as punch. So buckle up, get ready. We're going to break down that deck list in depth, discuss our strategies as well as synergies. Of course, that's going to provide you with a deeper understanding of how to pilot the deck effectively. And with a free-to-play build, you're going to need every advantage that you can possibly accumulate, right? So pay attention to that, and then we'll demonstrate all of that within our ranked gameplay footage, taking down some top meta decks in Diamond Rank, which is truly impressive. And of course, we'll conclude with our upgrade guide, which if you have the rares, you have the mythics, and you want to take this deck to the next level, will help support you within that process. Of course, we'll have some channel news along that portion of the video as well. So again, thank you all so much. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, just kick back, relax, and enjoy. So here we go. With Boros equipment is a white and a red aggro deck with a 2.2 average mana value, supported by only 22 lands. So right, it's a little bit faster than your typical deck at 24. And we have a ton of new Final Fantasy cards to go over. Zack Fair, 1 mana, 0 power, 1 toughness, entering with a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's going to be, a 1/2, which is great. You can pay 1 to sacrifice it at instant speed to give a creature you control indestructible until the end of turn, and then you get to put that counter on that creature and attach equipment that was attached to Zack to that creature as well, which is pretty decent, right? We also have the Freya Crescent for 1 as a 1/1. Jump is a new mechanic within the set, and during your turn, that creature has flying, which is pretty cool. And then we can tap it to add 1 red mana to cast an equipment spell or to activate an equip ability, which our deck is, of course, focused on. Now into our 2 mana, we'll have Giott, King of the Dwarves for 2, a 1/1 with double strike, which is awesome. And whenever another dwarf you control, or itself, or an equipment enters, we will discard a card if we so choose, and if we do, draw a card, which is great. So we can toss extra lands that we might not want anymore to find an equipment that can supply some value to the battle. We'll also have our Adelbert Steiner, 2 mana, 2/1 with lifelink, getting +1/+1 for each equipment you control. It doesn't even have to be attached, which is kind of crazy. And then moving on from the creature base of the deck to now kind of the hybrid, which will be Job Select, For Mirrodin. So these are artifacts that will create a token when they enter. Dragoon's Lance for 2 with, of course, Job Select, creating the 1/1 hero token, and equipped creature gets +1/+0 and is a knight in addition to its other types. During your turn, equipped creature has flying. You can re-equip for 4. Hexgold Halberd for 2 For Mirrodin, creating the 2/2. And during your turn, equipped creature has first strike and trample, which is quite nice. Re-equip for 3. Then we'll have the Samurai Katana for 3. Job Select, creating the 1/1 hero. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has trample and haste, and is a samurai in addition. Re-equip for 5. And then the Bladehold War-Whip for 3. For Mirrodin, creating the 2/2. Equip abilities will cost 1 less to activate. And the equipped creature will have double strike, re-equip for 5, but of course that is reduced to 4, as is our other equip abilities, thanks to the War Whip, and that does stack as well. And then finally, Thran Power Suit for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it, and has Ward 2 equipped for 2. So the protection through Ward is nice. The +1 it gives through itself is awesome. And if you get more than that, that's okay too. And our favorite creature to push up, obviously, are Adelberts. This is really nice. We give it double strike. We give it trample. We can give it flying. more trample and haste, and then +1 for all of them, which is decent. You can also power up your double strike creature quite successfully if you want, and then just the War-Whip goes somewhere else, right? So War-Whip on Adelbert, and then, you know, everything else can kind of go between the two, if you will. And then we've got some removal in deck through Rebel Salvo, affinity for equipment, so casting this for as little as 1, dealing 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and it will lose indestructible until the end of turn. We've got a Carnival in, coming in untapped if they have less than 13 life, which is nice, and, you know, that's the deck. So thank you for watching. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, kick back, relax, and enjoy today's gameplay footage. And of course, don't go anywhere, because after this, we're going to talk about some upgrades that are rare and mythic based if you're looking to take this deck to the next level. Looking for better land on the mulligan here. We do find it. Keep 6, toss a whip. Zack is a go. Hexgold. Our next play here. We did find our 3rd land again. And apparently 4th. I might trim some lands. Take our 1 damage. Maybe. Taking the token is interesting. Let's hit for 1. Mono black is always so aggressive, right? Such removal. Aha. I love a failed duress in best of 1. I'm going to toss the land. Find another land, my lord. Have some mercy. Steiner is up there. Oh, Bloodletter's good though. I'm gonna double strike him. Big life gain, right? That's 8 life. So unless they can kill us in like 1 turn, then we should be good just from base damage. Other demon. That's a big boy. And they're defending? Well, this will push us up further. Do we still go for that? Take the massive life gain? Because they have to block that. Or do we just hang back? And rely on a top deck, which would be brutal. We're not going to get our top deck. They're going to double draw. Maybe it's a whiff. It's a land. And a transform means it's at land. Unless they takes a draw. Okay, let's push up. That's a really good draw for us. Well, not really good, but it's like not a land. Right? Let's toss this over here. And we Ash catch them. They all have double strike. Beautiful. Nice hit. Nice hit. And we keep our Steiner alive. We're at 36. They're down to 1. We have the token for Lily. No problem.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win. Now, one of your friends has to lead.
We just have to go for it. And I think we have 2 damage through. This will be 6. That's game then. They could have blocked 4 more damage. Free to play, literally beating one of the best decks. And it's not like they weren't doing it, you know. They had the Annex, they had the Demon, they had all the removal they wanted. Getting Liliana in there too, right? So it's nice that free to play is represented within Final Fantasy. I really like first. That. Look at the hand though. We can't keep that. Yeah, you can. They're gonna remove it. Guaranteed they remove the first 2. I can smell the mono black from here. This is removal. Putrid. It's in the air. Nope. Is it? Even worse. We find some removal of our own, which is nice. It's always nice that he can cycle himself, right? See if we can find our 3rd land. Take the damage. Lance in. Land out. Hit for 2. We're never going to defend. Right, they're always going to hold prowess over our head. See what they do here. Diamond 1 player doesn't mess around. They're playing for keeps. They want to hit Mythic. They're grinding the best deck they can think of, and doing pretty well with it. I think their land is a little bit screwed up, though. I mostly just want to keep stacking my equipment so I can play my creature and have it be strong enough to survive. I mean, we're a little beyond that now. Okay. Glad we did it then, right? I'm gonna take my shot. Double block with prowess, or what's going on here? Defensive Monstrous Rage. I don't even mind. It was a token creature, dude. But this is what makes them a good player, right? Just don't play the cutter. Right? That's important. They can remove the token by returning it to my hand, which they definitely run Floodmaw. But I think they run Burst Lightning too. Only 2 damage. I don't know if it's worth taking. It doesn't have offspring. I'd rather save it for the bird. Zack in play. Land in to protect. And we hold it up also for our salvo. Okay, let's protect. Take the +1 counter. They still have 14 life. Uh-oh, Vivi's real good. Okay, okay, we found a target. Zack in play. Nice. Let's take Vivi. Are you bouncing multiple of my creatures? What are you doing over there? Okay, just taking the token. Take our hit for 5. They'll block it. I'm no block here. Why do they want that trainer to survive? We're up to 22, which is good. They're down to 9, but you know this deck, right? This is like World Championship deck. I'm a free-to-play build, dude. Vivi's back. Oh no. Hit for 7. Nice. Down to 2. Land in hand to discard off our King of the Dwarfs if we get an enchantment. Or sorry, artifact, actually. Opt is good. Watch them come back from this. I have no doubt that they will. Buckle up. This is going to get weird. Even Maya's come to console me. She's like, oh, you're going to need some support after this. It's going to be brutal. Okay, that's a start. That's a start. 2 cards in hand. Plus they have Vivi mana, which they can only do on their turn. I'm fairly certain Vivi's mana only works on their turn, so they have to do it now. And I think we get good game from the Lance. No, they can take the Lance. But then we have the Crescent. Oh, this is tough. I think we've got it either way. Only during your turn. That's as good as it gets, right? Free to play deck, taking down one of these top meta decks. It's absolutely beautiful. Can we get a better hand one time? Maya powers up. Gives us the appropriate hand. I mean, let's toss a land, I guess. Play slow. Let's double drop. Power up with a job equip. 1 Toucan Sam. And then our power suit in play as well. No attack. They have removal. One talent. That's pretty good, eh? Am I playing into a field wipe? You betcha. This reduces the equip, right? So now we can equip it for 1. No field wipe, no field wipe, no field wipe. They almost always have it these days. Eza is not a field wipe, and we do have removal, but they get the other blockers in the draw. Pretty decent hit. Again, we have to get pretty lucky here that there's no field wipe. Another Beza. Dang, man, that life gain's really good too. Killing me. Big hits, baby. Down to 9. No! Bless. 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 Oh, we lose our artifacts. That's actually really good. Dang! Ultimate dominated me. I didn't even read that whole card. Exile all spells abilities. Oh, and artifacts. It's literally the first words on the card. Destroy all artifacts, HGG. I just knew it was destroy all creatures. And I don't read. I just look at pictures. Back to back! In a land. Reading's tough, right? Another draw. Oh, man. Good game, homie. The double field, but you're not coming back. Alrighty then. In slow. I like the hand, right? This is a good 2-3 with removal along the way. Hopefully it's not a spaz out deck. I'm playing a token, not our Steiner, because of a turn 2 Sheltered by Ghosts, which we all know is coming. I hate this game so much, dude. But I don't want to lose our best card, right? So take the token. Sucks, but whatever. Now this has Ward 2, remember, right? So we're going to want to keep stacking artifacts, reduce this cost. So next turn we can get through the Ward 2. From bad to worse. Dude, good game. Sheltered by Ghosts ×2. Hilarious. Meow. Oh! Don't we love this game? Dang, dude. Going first with a lot of land. Let's keep it. Maybe we cut some lands. I don't know. Turn 1, Llanowar Elves. Classic. Let's double drop on 3. Mono green landfall. This is brutal. Hit for 2. They're just going for it. Wow, and then they play land on top. All right, so the free-to-play equipment deck is actually performing pretty nicely, all things considered. It's still a free-to-play deck, and you'll still lose, but you have the chance to win. And, you know, honestly, that's not something you really have with a lot of artisan decks or builds consisting of commons and uncommons without adding some rares to the build, right? However, if you do have some rares, some mythics from the new set, well, we've got some ideas for you. Cloud is really, really cool. It allows you to tutor an equipment from your library out when he enters, and then double triggering on damage when an ability triggers, which is nice. Ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to Cloud, which is great. So Buster Sword, right? Equipped creature deals damage, draw a card, and then play a spell from your hand equal to less than mana value of that damage, right? So Cloud, Buster Sword, get that in here. It's just fun, right? Also, probably my favorite will be Furion, because this is going to double your token output, which you get the job select, you get the For Mirrodin tokens, and they'll remain. So even though the equipment sacrifices itself, the token that the equipment makes remains in play, which is cool. And it's going to give everything haste as well, which is just kind of crazy. Nahiri, the affinity for equipment, you know, casting this for 2 is going to be really good, just like our Rebel Salvo. And then cast equipment spells without paying their mana cost, which is great. Exiling the top card of your library whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, right? So multiple triggers on that, and, you know, helping us refill with future value to play if something goes wrong, right? So the arsenal here for 5, a little expensive, but it's got the job select and +2/+2 for each artifact you control, which is like really good. So this is going to be a big baddie and definitely worth the mana value here of 5. And then finally the bull, just auto equipping something, which is great. And the ward pay life equal to its power is not bad either, right? So at a certain point it might be hard to interact with. Things you would remove for this, it's going to be on you and your personal collection. Like if you don't have all these cards, you're obviously not adding them all. Furion is my favorite add. I would go up to 3 copies of this. Cloud, 2 to 3 copies, 2 for sure. Buster Sword, you actually really only need 1 or 2 of these because Cloud can tutor. At that point, once you're tutoring with Cloud 2, we also get like the collar. If you wanted, right? Like you could really turn it more into a toolbox where you're grabbing specifics and then you just run 1 of each specific, which is pretty decent as well, right? So liking the collar as well, just for the Death Touch lifelink, but you know, Adelbert kind of fulfilling that lifelink role for us, so it's not quite a necessity to have, but honestly, it's 1 mana, and then we're playing with, you know, the affinity, so that's going to be really good for us too. So you could also add lands, right? Definitely add those rare lands if you have them. First 3 lands, because it's an aggro deck, so we really like the Inspiring Vantage in the deck. Potentially the Sun Billow, we don't really mind that, and then we can drop the Carnival, obviously. You could also go Starting Town. This is kind of like an aggro deck. That would be acceptable in my opinion as well. And I think we might have those new Final Fantasy lands that are appropriate, but in an aggro deck, I don't know if you want to play them. No, not really. No, not really. But anyway, so this is kind of what I've been thinking for where you could go if you wanted to improve the deck. Of course, I do have this upgrade already on my YouTube. This is one of the first decks I played in the early access event. So if you're wanting to know how that upgraded version does look on my end, and you want to try it out yourself, check out that video. It's on YouTube. It'll be, you know, maybe 5 or 6 videos ago. Not too old at all, and I did just want to update it for the free-to-play crowd because I think it really does compete well. We can craft that. Hey, as long as it's not a mythic, right? Don't be spending those mythics if you don't have to. Just definitely put the ones that you already own in. Keep those wild cards always, as far as I'm concerned. But as you get them, you can put 1 or 2 of them in. Easy peasy, right? So cheers. Thank you all so much. Have a magical day, and I'll see you soon in the next.